Hello, everyone. Welcome to round 2 of season 15 of a Performance Racing League. There we go, a little bit of feedback there. Where was I? Season 15, round 2, Performance Racing League PRL. This is our Sunday tier, and we are coming at you from Albert Park Circuit in Australia. Should have a full grid today, or close to it, perhaps. Just 15 right now, but hopefully should fill up soon. Who do we have going on track now? We have a Haas. Here, so Australia, definitely one of the most mid tracks in my opinion, but there's some fun corners here at least. One of our new drivers, I believe that's Evout, possibly how that's pronounced. Love the Haas livery that he's rocking here in his PRL debut. I think there's someone else. Who else is Fierce Lion in the Mercedes, also making his PRL debut. Hot take there. I don't know. It's fun. It's a fun race, I guess, but like the track itself, I think is just middle of the pack for driving on. Like, I don't think there's anything super exceptional about Albert Park. Definitely a fun race, though. Makes for some good racing, so lots of places to go side by side, at least. And don't need everyone to come after me for that take, but 15 with us right now. Like I said earlier, should get up to like 19. Is about on the first hot lap of the session. A couple of different DRS zones here. DRS down the front straightaway, and now this next section, heavy braking zone into, I think, turn 3. Car can get very, very tight here as you go over the curb on exit. Can also run really wide there, could cause some issues. Then the revamped section. I say revamped, it's been like 5 years since they've made this change. I like this change a lot better. A lot higher speed section here, carrying all the way through probably the curviest DRS section we have on the calendar. And then the quick flick to the left and right, try to keep it on track or within track limits there. Another DRS zone, the 4th of the lap. Big heavy braking zone, and ran a little bit wide, but kept it, I guess, enough on track to keep the lap valid. And then another tricky area here. And then the final corner at Albert Park, very difficult. Feels like it goes on forever. Easy to lose the car, lose time. A 1:16.9, just inside the 1:16's first lap of the session. And that goes to Evout. Balzerga, also in the 1:16.9s, just a little bit faster than his Haas counterpart. And just a touch faster than Gortsas on the first lap, 1:16. So a bunch of 1:16.9s. Teamgra 1:17.4. So very tight here, super tight actually. Within 3 drivers within a 10th already. Dr. J throwing down a time as well. I feel like I saw we lost Tar Heels. Do I have Tar Heels in here? Rusty getting on the board as well. Do I have Tar Heels? Just in case. There's a Fierce Lion. I believe that's it's me, Ryan, in our Discord server. So welcome, Fierce Lion, Ryan. He is in the Mercedes today. 1:17.7 is his first lap. So here's Gibby on a push lap. We'll watch him finish his lap. So has the pace to be near the front of the field. He's in the 117s. That's good for P4 of 8 drivers who have put down a lap so far. Jules crosses the line. I think Ramsey just starting a lap. What about Jay Story? Jay Story won our first preseason race. I believe that was at Hungary, but was 12th last time out in round 1 at Abu Dhabi. Let's see where he is going to be on the grid. For the time being, it's P7. Ramsey and Wesley has invalidated. Ramsey, our defending champion in the Sunday tier. A lot of drivers near the sharp end of the field are taking a step back for this race, so we won't see Joe or Mr. Bean or FBI Agent or Adri. So I think that leaves Ramsey as the favorite here around Australia, and could certainly give a big opportunity for the likes of like Gord Sauce or Furzy to contend for that top step. Speaking of Gord, he goes P1 for the time being, and Ramsey snatches it away and with authority, 8/10 faster than Gord Sauce and breaking the 115s. See what else we have here. Noob. Wesley had invalidated. Here's Linus. Also a ton of pace. Let's see where he is at. That's going to be also in the 115s and a provisional pole 115.6 for the reserve in the Red Bull. It's a 3-time podium winner last season 14 in the Sunday tier, and I believe that included a second place at Canada, so could also contend at the sharp end of the field. I think I saw we just got Furzy in here, and Tar Heel's back. Excellent. We'll go to Wesley real quick. I know he has some pace as well. Can he get in the 115s? No, it'll be a low 116. Good for P6. See a lot of drivers settling at the high 116s, close to the 117s. J Story, we found some improvement there into the 117s as well. Just 3 thousandths slower than Team Gross, so very close here in the midfield. Balzerga, very sneaky the last couple of rounds that I've been able to catch him. Haven't gone through his results at all, but seems like he has a lot more pace than... well, he certainly has the pace to be a top 3, top 5 driver. Maybe he can put it together today. I think Gibby is gearing up or perhaps coming in. Yeah, coming in. So, finished P7 last week in Abu Dhabi. Can Timger find time? He can. Just a touch, though. He will remain in P8. Balzerga, can he improve at all this lap? He finds a 10th, but will remain in P5. Still in the middle stages. Drivers coming back out on perhaps some scuffed tires, just trying to find, to correct mistakes they may have made on their initial run. So, finding a little bit of time here and there, and figuring out where they need to make improvements for their very last runs of the session. I feel like we're supposed to have a couple more guys in here. Who are we missing? Yeah, I think we're supposed to have two more. Oh well. Still, 16 is very strong. Honestly, anything over 15 is awesome. Going back to Jay's story, these final two turns very tricky. As I mentioned earlier, I think you'll find some improvement here. No, actually. He was down 2/10. Fierce Lion up about a quarter of a second, so he has a chance to jump Jay's story. Can he get there? He can. He also gets Timgra, so finds a couple more tenths in the final sector, up to P8 in the Mercedes. Right now, the only Mercedes on the grid for this one. Furzy, the other Aston Martin, finishing off his first lap. Gets to the inside, back on the power. A good run back to the start-finish. And that's good for P3. 1:16.4. Kind of bridging the gap between the top two and the rest of the field there. So Linus on another lap. Some small improvements. Ramsey starting another lap as well. So we'll go here. DRS wide open. Avowed actually jumps to P3. 1:16, we'll call that a 1:16.3. Linus finding a bit more time in Sector 2. He's up a 10th. Gordsauce up to P3 now. So a bit of a shuffling here as drivers getting in some good laps. Linus will take whatever improvement he can get here, hoping to get into the better half of the 115s. Back on the throttle, DRS wide open, 1:15.459. Ramsey hasn't validated, so we'll not be able to find any improvement there. Yes, so Without found some time, and then Gordsauce immediately found about a tenth and a half more. Wesley saw small improvements. Yeah, now it's a 10th. So now contending for P7 against the Haas of Valzerga. Stuck in perpetual cautions. So there we go. 4.5 minutes left. Got a quick glimpse there. Ran a little wide, but kept it within track limits, it seems. Sliding the car through that penultimate corner. I think he'll find a little bit of time. 2/10 moves into P7. Just misses out on P6, though, against Gibby. And now we'll get to that kind of lull in between. Though I believe Tar Heels is pushing. Some drivers like to use this time when most of the others are in the pit lane preparing for a final run, just to have clean track. Find a bit of time. So we'll go with Tar Heels here. How about we go on board? Why not? It's kind of a tricky braking zone here. DRS closes. Downshift to 6. Back on the throttle through the second apex, and then DRS open again. Lots of opportunities to overtake here. And this kind of back half of the lap. And a bit trickier section needs some downforce to get through Sector 3. Hear the brakes locking, tires squealing. Back on the gas. And he finds 8/10, so jumps Jules there, I believe. Noob about to put down his probably only lap of the session. Do want to shout out Jules. I think this is his first Sunday race, so welcome to Sundays, Jules. So I'm a little bit in midweek. Actually, it was in midweek last week, so. About Gibby. Gibby starting his lap. So now all the drivers rushing to get back to the track. Will be jostling for some fresh air. And for their own piece of tarmac to call their own. So I think I will go back to Noob for the time being. And back to the line comes the Sauber. Some yellows flying somewhere on track. And Noob into the 116s. P9 splits the field. His teammate finding some improvement behind. That's Rusty jumping Dr. J for P13. In the final minute now. And we'll have drivers... Well, we see all the yellows. That's people trying to get out of the way here in Sector 3. Just kind of clogged up here in the final corners. Ramsey, didn't realize he was on a hot lap. Jumps Linus for provisional pole. 1:15.3, so it's clearly between these two duking it out. And he's just behind him on track, actually. So Linus getting a little bit of slipstream to get through Sector 1. Just needs to find a 10th and a half. Well, a little more than a 10th and a half. He's down just a touch through one sector. And that's the checkered flag, so it'll be official once you cross the line. Gordon about not going to be able to find improvements. Same for Fierce Lion. The Sauber's entering the pit lane, and Linus goes wide. That's going to do it for him. Wide out of that flick to start Sector 3, and he will not have a chance to respond to Ramsey. What about Furzy? Where's he at? Did not see a split time for him. We'll hop back in a second. Wesley improving, but not by near enough. I mean, they got to find full seconds, and Furzy is just finding mere thousandths. More drivers come across to make it official. Furzy finds a bit of time in Sector 3 and jumps to P4 past Devout. Just misses out on P3, actually. Wesley improves, but not by enough. So it looks like it's going to be a field of 16 drivers. Fun little qualifying there, little duel between Ramsey and Stampy Boss. And it's going to be Ramsey, our defending champ, on pole position for today's Grand Prix. That'll be him and Linus in the Red Bull. And then Gord Sauce and Furzy on row 2 of out in his debut. We'll start P5. There's Gibby, Wesley, Balzerga, Noob, and Jay Story in the top 10. Fierce Lion in his debut will start 11th, followed by Timgra, Rusty, Dr. J, Tar Heels, and Jules to round out our 16-car field. Like I mentioned earlier, a couple of contenders not racing this one, so interesting to see who can take advantage of that. In the early stages, it looks like Gord and Furzy, but also our newcomer of out. So kind of anyone's game around the top 5. Should see some good racing there in that section of the grid. Anyone have any predictions, hot takes for this one? I'm not sure I have anything. I think it's going to be Ramsey and Linus. And maybe a Furzy P3. Nothing crazy there. Yeah, with no Joe or Mr. Bean, it feels almost like a clear path to a Ramsey P1. But I don't know. That Red Bull is really, really fast. We'll see how it is in the long run. How about Timgra top 8? I don't know. Is that even a hot take? Starting 12th. Got some consistency. I'll say if there was going to be like a hot take, it would be like a Wout podium upon debut. But I'm not entirely sure it's going to happen. But I feel like that's the most likely of the takes. That's also somewhat a warm take. Gord podium. You can see a Gord podium. So we're to our formation laps. 16 cars on the grid. See the 2 green lights and pulling away. I imagine it's going to be a one-stop. Let's see. Yeah, see mediums and hards. Ramsey on the mediums and Linus on the hards. Gord, Furzy, Wout, mediums. Gibby, hards. Wesley Bowserga, noob, mediums. Jay Story and Fierce Lion, hards. Timgra and Rusty, mediums. And you guys can read. Don't know why I'm calling it out here. But it's going to be a medium hard or hard medium. If you wanted to do like a medium soft medium or something, that could be fine. But the one stop I think is just going to win out here. Take care of the tires early. Fight for position. It's going to be I think it's going to be really interesting in the back half of this race once those the Ramsey-Linus strategies start to converge, and that Red Bull will probably be chasing down Ramsey in the final stages. So it should be a good watch. There we go, position change. That's what I'm looking for. I feel like turn 1 here is a touch tricky, so we'll see if we can get through cleanly. I'm trying to remember what happened last week. I think it was a pretty tidy start last week in Abu Dhabi. Was that Furzy almost losing the car on the formation lap? Oh man, it'd be like that. So our pole sitter pulling up to the grid. And the Alpine Jules so approaching the grid. Can we get a shot from the front? F125 director crew. Here we go. We are at the grid. And here come the lights. 2, 3, 4, and 5 lights are out, and we are underway from Albert Park. A little bit of barging there. Let's go through the field real quick. Balzerga making big moves up 3 in the Haas. And I think we've got cars around, yeah. That's J-Story being sent wide. Balzerga as well is dropping through the field. Wesley looking to recover, it seems, that he is continuing to fall down the field. Avowed had lost out on a couple of spots. There's a lot going on there. I don't think I got the greatest view of it. But J-Story and Wesley involved in some sort of incident. But at the front of the field, Ramsey getting away, holding off the Red Bull. And it's actually under attack from Furzy, who got the best of Gord into turn 1. And I think Avauda has gone around. We'll get to him real quick. Yep, so trying to get back on the track. So not a great start, and he's got some end plate damage. There goes my hot take. So not a great lap 1 for PRL debut, but plenty of time left. Let's see if we can make the most of it. Yeah, probably going to be these top 4. Noob up 4 spots to P5. Noob, one of the better drivers, I think, of with going on the aggressive in lap 1 situations and making up spots as opposed to losing them. Fierce Lion up 4. Rusty and Dr. J get through cleanly up 5. So taking advantage of, I guess that's Avout and Wesley and J-Story, who have really lost spots. Oh, that was weird. That was odd. So possibly some side-by-side contact there. Dr. J and Balzerga, perhaps. Timger there as well. It's a little bit of bouncing around. That was with Balzerga picking up a spot. Says Stampy Boss, so responding, fastest lap 2. Has DRS once again. It's these 3 now, so Gore not a great lap last time around, and is losing out on some spots. About coming in to change that wing, and he's going to call it. So not a very long PRL debut for the reserve driver in the Haas, unfortunately. Calls it quits after 2. Gourd Sauce already time penalties. It's kind of easy to pick up here. Plenty of places to run wide. And I feel like a Ramsey, just based off eyeballs, I'd say Ramsey already has a strike or 2. And Gord has a Noob all over the rear wing. Noob feigns a move, but will remain tucked in behind that V-carb. Already field starting to spread out. Some chaos shuffling in the early stages here. DRS at the front once more, so it's going to be this trio. And Furzy might be a sneaky pick. It's going to be inside, maybe a late move there, but the Red Bull gets all the way to the inside, but goes well deep, and is going to lose out on P2 as well. So Maybe Ramsey, it seemed like there was a little bit of a move to the inside. It seemed a touch late to me. But a successful defense for the Ferrari driver. And the Red Bull, unable to get slowed down in time, loses the possibility at P1, but also loses P2. Noob gets a DRS overtake on Gord. He's going to be leading this train now from P4. This has brought Gibby into action, though. He is within that second needed for that DRS flap to open at the 4 different spots along this racetrack. Gord will have a chance to respond here. We'll hop back towards the front to see if Furzy at the second DRS will have a chance. So going a little defensive from Noob. There's no moves there, and not quite close enough for Furzy to make a move into turn 3. Already possibly a lonely race in the making for our other debutant, I believe is the term. Fierce Lion in P7, 3.5 seconds back from P6, and a second and a half up on Rusty in P8. Rusty with a little group of his own. That's Balzerga and Timgra. Dr. J falling away from that group. And, oh wow, got there just in time. Gibby doing a double overtake with DRS. Gets by Gord, who also had DRS. Going very aggressive, and then slips around Noob to complete the double overtake. Gord getting by Noob in that second little DRS zone. Rusty and Timgra side by side. Rusty holding it around the outside to keep that position. I believe that was a defense, yeah. Oh, Timgra loses it. No traction out of that corner. He'll glide across the racetrack and will have to come in to pit and repair damage. I'm surprised that was not a DNF right there, because that was a... Oh, and then he picks up the 10 seconds. That's rough. Those last 2 corners, traction is at a premium. And so we saw there. Timgra a little too quick onto the throttle. Loses it, spins to the inside, and he's going to call it a day as well. Our second DNF of the race. We are on lap 6 of 29 from Albert Park in Melbourne. It's been these 3 at the front the entire time. Ramsey was able to hold off. Linus made a bit of a defense. Sent the Red Bull back to P3. Gibby has gone through the field. That was a very nice double overtake, and I'm glad we got a quick look at it. To get by Gord and Noob. Gord going the wrong direction. See, Furzy and Ramsey is going to be quite the rivalry. Yeah, I can see that. I can definitely see that. Furzy right on the rear. He's going to get to the outside. It's going to be tough to hang a move around the outside, though. Maybe a little up and under. Not quite enough overlap, but following very closely here through this tight end of Sector 1, excuse me. Ran a little wide. These 3 are in a train. There's probably a half second between the 3 at any given moment. Yeah, Furzy and Ramsey pretty close on pace thus far. I was going to say Ramsey and Linus having perhaps a little bit of a rivalry brewing, but maybe that was just from the defense that Ramsey put up against our Red Bull driver earlier in the race. So 2 little groups of 3 at the front. See Rusty putting up a strong defense. Timger had spun out, so he is now defending from Dr. J, and J Story just trying to get back through the field. Positions holding once more here at the front. And in that next 3. I feel like Dr. J is not one to go super duper aggressive for a move, so he will wait for his opening. But also, Rusty is one that will put together a very strong defense. So we'll keep an eye on this battle. And this may just be a frustrating experience for J Story, but not there. Dr. J goes wide, finds the gravel, and it's an easy position for the Aston Martin driver. J Story moves to P10. See if he's going to be close enough here. I'll actually go to the Red Bull. You can see him backing off very early to just kind of coast into the corner. Frizzy DRS wide open. Ramsey in the middle of the track and forcing Frizzy to make a decision. He goes to the outside. And no moves will be made there. Noob starting to fall away from Gord. He was going very aggressive, and I think since that double overtake, Noob was kind of falling away a bit. J Story now within DRS range of Rusty. He had started 10th, lost a couple of spots at the start, I believe, and is back to where he started, but looking to go in the correct direction now. We do have an overtake. And that was a move by Linus into whatever turn that is, 14, 13. We'll call that turn 11 after the DRS, the final DRS zone. So he'd been sizing him up for a couple of laps and finally moves back into P2. He had lost that position quite a few laps ago now. So it's taken him 4, 5, 6 laps to get back to where he was. Now we're going to have another opportunity to get by Ramsey for the lead. Ramsey a bit of a lock, but keeps the car facing the correct direction. Rusty in the pit lane. I believe that's medium to hard. Back here at the front, DRS open on the Red Bull. Not going to be close enough, though. I feel like it's tough to actually get... You have to get the overtake done well before the braking zone in that DRS zone. Because side-by-side through that corner is super difficult to pull off. You got to be close enough, probably be dumping some battery, and get clear before that flick to the left. Gord Sauce lost a lot of time that lap, it appears. He's now 2 seconds back of Gibby. About 3/10 separating first and second place now, and I think Linus is going to have a chance here. Doesn't really make up the ground, though. It's a short DRS zone. I'm trying to remember if it's a separate detection point or if it's the same detection as the start-finish straight DRS zone. You know, they have like those double zones where if you're within a second, like before the final corner, you get DRS the next 2 sections. I feel like it's kind of lame, but another zone here, not quite close enough. He is starting to pull away from Furzy, though. These two kind of in a tandem. have paired up. Ramsey holding middle of the track. The Rebel to the inside. He's going to make a move, forcing a move to the inside. A little bit of a bump. But Linus will get by and take the lead for the first time in this Grand Prix. Hard racing here in the late stages of this first stint. Furzy into the pit lane after 11 laps on the mediums. So I was going to ask, I don't know exactly how long the first stint should be here, but 10, 11 laps. 10 for Rusty, 11 for Furzy. I'm imagining 13, typically. Furzy's going to come out in traffic, though. Actually, just ahead of Balzerga. So we'll have a little bit of room in front, but we'll have to be defending immediately. Ramsey actually falling away quite quickly from the Red Bull after that move. He's not even going to have DRS this time. I think the Ferrari is coming in this time. 12 laps on the mediums, and well, actually, Linus is on the hards, so the hard's the better tire now. And I think if you're Ramsey, you want the undercut here. But also, if you're undercutting too much, will he go into the pit lane? He will. So if you go in too early, then Linus has nice mediums, big lockup there, but he makes it into the pit lane without a penalty. At the end of the race, Linus will have mediums, and you will be on older hards, so you want to have fresh tires to be able to hold them off there at the end. A lot of drivers into the pit lane this time. Here we go. Let's actually go to tires. The medium runners. That might be the rest of the medium runners. Yep. On to the hards. So I'm going to wager that the hard runners will be in around lap 17 or 18. Fierce Lion in his PRL debut. Holding on to P3 for the time being. He has his mirrors full of an Aston Martin on fresh tires. That's Furzy, who actually undercut Ramsey. And it's 3.5 second difference right now. Has the tires warmed up? All the way to the inside, nearly on the grass. And he makes the pass. Into P3 he goes. Already has pulled a second. Gourd Sauce getting by Dr. J. And really Dr. J just kind of getting out of the way there. That's new tires versus old tires. Same here with Noob, getting to the inside into turn 1, making the move. Getting by Tar Heels. Ramsey quickly approaching the Mercedes of Fierce Lion. Yeah, Furzy really undercut really the hell out of Ramsey. That was a 3 seconds gained. DRS overtake there. And that could be the difference here. I saw the stream calling out Gibby going for gold here. He is 6 seconds back of our leader, but was 4/10 faster last time around. Both starting on the hard tires. Go to Balzerga and Jules. DRS overtake. A little bit of a lull right now in the action, but some strategies kind of converging here. J-Story, new tires, or sorry, Gourd Sauce, new tires. It's the inside of J-Story, and makes the pass pretty cleanly. So a lot of new new tires on old tires. Rusty getting through Jules, and Balzerga trying to get by Tar Heels. Had that second DRS zone and could not take advantage of it. Actually, watch this battle for a second. It's going to be all over the rear of the Red Bull. But has to remain patient. He'll have a slam dunk overtake opportunity here in the next few corners. And there it goes. The Haas by the Red Bull. Actually, somewhat a common occurrence in real life now with Yuki Tsunoda, but I digress. So Noob gets by Dr. J, just one section ahead, excuse me, up to P8. Nursing a penalty right now, along with those in front, J-Story and Gourd Sauce. Yeah, Gourd and Noob were battling pretty early on, but Gourd has pulled away by about 5 seconds now. Lap 16, we see Dr. J coming to the pit lane. He'll throw on throw on the mediums. This is going to be a long medium stint, but perhaps with the lower fuel load, it'll be a little bit easier. I believe the tire compounds are C3, C4, C5 for this one, so pretty soft. Gibby and Linus both on the mid 121s. Furzy 119.7 last time around. Same with Ramsey. And Linus in the pit lane. So he'll take him 16 laps and no further. They'll put on the medium tires. And now we will see where does he come out in relation to Furzy and Ramsey. It's going to be behind both of them. Car around, we have a local yellow. Tar Heels has gone off after that left-right. Gets back on track without incident, though. And a 10-second penalty for Fierce Lion entering the pit lane too quickly. Oh, we have a yellow. It's a full course safety car. So Linus kind of loses out there, but now is on fresh tires in P4. Bunch of drivers jumping into the pit lane there to throw on the medium tires. And you know who really wins here? Gibby, who has yet to make his stop. Oh no, Ramsey has picked up a drive-through, and that completely dismantles his chance of winning. Says he was going too fast under safety car conditions. Same for Fierce Lion, speeding through the safety car, and wow. Here's our big winner of this whole instance, Gibby, waiting and now going into the pit lane. Now let's see if he speeds entering. He refuses to do so, taking his time. He's going to be on fresh mediums along with a lot of the upper midfield. Furzy staying out on those hards. Linus, fresh mediums, moving to P2. He's in the catbird seat. Ramsey serving his penalty, I believe. Oh no, you can't even serve your penalty under a safety car. That's right. So, still a couple of drive-thrus yet to be served. Fierce Lion serving his 10-second penalty, though. So a safety car here in the middle stages. Tar Heels losing the car out of turn 10, 9? I don't know. One of them. Was able to get back on track. But I believe we've been testing safety car settings still. I wouldn't be surprised if we were on normal. Brings out the full course yellow. And scrambles the field, and has brought out a couple of drive-through penalties as well. Take a quick look at those penalties, actually. So, Ramsey and Fierce Lion both have drive-throughs. They have to wait until it goes green. Was that... Did I see that right? Furzy into the pit lane. So he's going to put on new mediums as well. He's going to lose out on a couple of spots, though. Then a bunch of track limit penalties. Gord has 6 seconds. Noob, Jay Story, Rusty all have 3. Kind of expected around here. Gibby just an absolute menace. He actually shot my dog and then saved him. He's in a pretty good position right now. Fresh mediums behind the leader. Also on mediums. Going to be a straight fight. Ramsey on the hards. Man, this drive-through really killed his shot here. Then a lot of drivers taking advantage of the safety car to put on the mediums as well. So, pretty much a straight fight. Ramsey absolutely boned by the drive-through penalty. And it's going to turn into how many positions can he recover. Will we get safety car in this lap, or is it going to be another lap? It'll be another lap. So waiting on Tar Heels to rejoin the queue, or Queue, as I like to say. The word queue just has far too many letters in it. I'd have to really go digging to see, I'm sure Stampy Boss maybe has a victory in PRO before? I don't think Gibby has a PRO victory. So he would be looking for his first. You guys are out of pocket. We do get safety car in this lap. It'll be a 9-lap shootout to the end. We'll get the tires up there once more. Ooh. Gibby almost got to the rear there, but let's see, Stampy Boss times the restart pretty well. It's almost like an IndyCar race. Everyone getting to the inside to break the toe. I don't see any moves here into turn one. Some movement here in the back of the field. Uh-oh. Oh, no. Okay. Wesley hard into the wall. Fierce Lion as well. And brings out another safety car. I don't know what the hell happened there. Yeah, something weird happened there. I don't know how much more I'll say about that. I don't want to accuse anyone of anything untoward, but something weird happened there. And yet another safety car period. I'm going to go take a nap, come back, and maybe we will have green flag racing. And how the hell is Ramsey supposed to serve as drive-through now? Can he even serve as drive-through? A couple of drivers coming to the pit lane, probably to put on softs. Why the hell not? It's going to be like a 4-lap shootout now. Yeah, a couple of drive-throughs still to be served. It's not, as long as it's not counting down while we're under safety car. As soon as it goes green, both Ramsey and Fierce Lion will have to come in and serve those drive-through penalties. Well, at least it shouldn't take way too long for the field to come back together, but Christ. Yes, I can. Sorry, I'm taking a second to not think about this race. Hopefully we get safety car in this lap. Here we go. And tell me if you've heard this before, but Linus leading the field back to green. So I think it was Furzy all over Balzerga back there. Maybe we'll get a good look at that. No DRS on this first lap. And it looks like Rusty may have had a poor start. Furzy will get by Balzerga there for P7. Good move. Following closely, has the momentum, gets to the inside, and Fierce Lion into the wall. Says he's retired, so hopefully that does not bring out a safety car. We'll bring out a local yellow, though. So, debuts to forget for both of our new drivers. Neither will finish this race, and we're down to 12. Oh man, Linus already pulling away. 1.2 seconds before we get back to the line. Ramsey will come in to serve his drive-through. That will cost him literally everything. Like, he will be so far behind the field now. Probably destined for P12 unless something else dramatic happens. Gibby 1.3 seconds back. Gord a second and a half back from him. Balzerga and JSTOR going at it for now P6. Well, who knows? Maybe Ramsey can find a couple of spots. 5.5 seconds back of Jules. He really just needs to find 2 seconds to pass him on the timing sheet. We'll see. We'll keep an eye on that one. Gord holding on to P3 just for Pride right now. Noob also for Pride. So really it'd be Furzy inheriting P3 on the timing sheet as of now. He's just 0.3 behind the Sauber. It's like, why do it on the timing sheet? Let's do it on the track. So probably dumping a little bit of battery. No DRS there for Gibby. He won't have it here either. So, yeah, definitely dumping battery. Within a second now, but is going to need a really good end of the sector, beginning of Sector 2. Furzy and Noob are pretty much side by side, it seems, bringing Balzerga into the fray. These two really scrapping now for P4 on track. And Balzerga and Furzy, that's for position. Does Gibby have DRS this time? He does. So, Gibby back within DRS. Within half a second now. Falling away now through the little chicane, but we'll have DRS once more. Back to this trio for the time being. Furzy to the inside with DRS. Gets by Noob. What about Balzerga? He gets to the inside. And just nothing he can do. Noob loses 2 spots. Maybe a little switchback move on the Haas. He will have the inside line. It'll turn it to the outside, though. All over the back of the Haas. Gibby within half a second now will have DRS. 3 laps to go here in Australia. Noob respond. Actually, he really backed out of that. I thought that move was going to be made, but Noob backing out. Rarely does that happen, it seems. Still all over the back of the Haas. And DRS zone number 2 of the lap. Gibby really close now. 2/10. He gets to the outside. He's going to make the move, and Gibby is in the lead here with 3 to go in Australia. The Williams driver climbing back through the field. A couple of penalties helping him out as Ramsey moves to P11. Caught that. Using some penalties from other drivers to find a couple more spots, and it's been a one-on-one battle here in the final 5 laps or so. Him and Linus competing for victory around Albert Park, taking it to 2 to go, the penultimate lap here. So many DRS zones, so many places to lose time as the leader. Can he defend from the Red Bull driver? He'll have to make his first defense right here, all the way to the inside, pulls back to the outside, and the Red Bull does not make a move. Calling out Ramsey getting to P10, so he is picking up a couple of spots here, making some points back after the drive-through. Oh man, but Linus all over the back of him. And the Williams running wide, just kind of surrendering the position here. It seemed like he was. Tucked in behind is the Red Bull. Will he pull out to make a move? No, he's going to wait for the next one. Actually, I think he's going to be Gibby. No, 3-second time penalty running wide on exit. Costly as now Linus takes the lead on track. Just needed 1 1/3 more clean laps and could not do it. Well, can Linus make a mistake? Can Gibby come back into this with a Linus mistake on the final lap of our Australian Grand Prix in PRL? Gets to the back of him, nothing. DRS zone number 1, or number 2, I guess, depending on how you want to look at it. Still within a second, but falling away. Furzy gets by Gord on track. That was always going to happen on the timing page, and Furzy might be by Gibby for P2 now on timing. Linus starting on the front row. Hard-fought qualifying against Ramsey. Got into a good battle early. Took the lead upon pit stops and has been scrapping with Gibby over the final laps for the victory. But Gibby making a crucial mistake at that corner just 1 lap ago has put our Red Bull driver back out front with just a few corners remaining. Noob gets by Balzerga on track. Well, they're going at it, but we're going to follow Stampy Boss, Linus, back to the line. And he will take the victory. Some celebratory swerving across the line. Furzy gets P2 on the timing sheet. Gibby drops to P3. Balzerga 4th past Gord, who had a penalty. Noob. Ramsey gets back to P7 after having to serve a drive-through very late. Imagine some penalties helped with that. Here, I'm going to go, well, Stampy Boss, our winner and fastest lap. Driver of the day goes to Dr. J. That's fun. I like it. J Store with most overtakes, and Balzerga, cleanest driver according to the game. Let me go to the race director real quick, just so that we have it. Stampy Boss, top row, to the top of the podium, with Furzy and Gibby. Balzerga 4th, Gortsas 5th, Noob is 6th, Ramsey recovers to 7th, but a devastating mistake there. Dr. J is 8th, J Story 9th, Rusty 10th, Tar Heels 11th, Jules finishes 12th. Fierce Lion in his debut, DNFs in 13th, Wesley 14th, Timgra 15th, and ditto for Evote for his debut, finishes 16th. The chat, so funny today. praising Gibby, and then just everyone's bringing out the pitchforks now. See, kind of throws it away in the final 2 laps, but a truly entertaining race at the front of the field. I've been Hoop BK. This has been Performance Racing League Sunday tier. Tune back in on Wednesday. Hopefully we'll have a stream for you. There's like a 5% chance it'll come from me. And if not, we'll see you next Sunday. So thanks for joining me.